Today we're going to start dealing with fractions. So the first thing we're going to talk about right now is changing, if I can get my pencil up here, okay? We're going to change an improper fraction to a mixed number. Now remember, an improper fraction is when the top number is larger than your bottom number. Okay? So everybody remember that. I think some people called it the Dolly Parton fraction. Okay? So the top is bigger than the bottom. Okay? Now, so we're going to start off small. If we have 5 over 2, we know that the top number is larger than the bottom. Now, so I'm just going to show you how to divide. When you do it, if you're going to divide, I want you to go over to the far right of your paper. Okay? Don't keep it right here with your fraction because then it gets too messy. Now, 5 goes underneath and 2 goes outside. Now, what you need to be thinking in your head is how many times 2 will go into 5 evenly, which is 2. And we know 2 times 2 is, and when I subtract, I have how many left over. Okay. Now, the 2 on top here is your whole number. And I'm going to put the number symbol there instead of writing out number. So that 2 is my whole number. The remainder, well, some of you guys can go up here and put remainder 1, okay? That 1 is your top number, and then what you divide it by is still your bottom number.
So your your denominator stays the same?
Yes. Okay? Now, some of you will get where you do not have to do this, and you may not have to do it from the beginning. This is only for the students who cannot seem to get it in their head, the process, to go ahead and divide. So let's look at a couple more of those. Let's say we have something like 9 over 6. Okay? I can come over here to the side. The 9 is on top, so he goes underneath my division bar. 6 is outside. How many times will 6 go into 9? 1. We know 1 times 6 is?
1 times 6 is 6.
And when I subtract, what's my remainder? 3. So my whole number here is 1. My remainder over what I divided by. Now, you do need to reduce. Right now, you could have reduced in the beginning and then divide it, or you can divide and then reduce at the end. It does not matter. What now? 1 and 1/2, yes. Now, when you reduce, this whole number does not change. Okay? It stays a 1. Okay? And then we're going to reduce by 3, so that becomes 1 and 1/2. Now, Braxton, you said, how do I reduce in the beginning? Well, I know 3 will go into both of those. So that would become 3/2, right? So now, how many times will 2 go into 3? 1. And when I subtract, what's left over? 1. So both of those become the same. So it doesn't matter if you reduce first or you reduce last. Okay? Let's look at a bigger one. Let's look at 45 over 12. Okay? Now, again, you can go over here and divide. 45 divided by 12. How many times will 12 go into 45? 3 times. So 3 times 12 is 36. When I subtract, I'm going to get what left? 9. So now my fraction looks like 3 and 9 over 12. But what do I have to do? I have to reduce. So 3 and 3/4. Okay, good. Yes, sir. This part is optional. Some people can think that process in their head and know what they're getting, and I'm fine with that. But as soon as you make a mistake, I'm going to ask you to show me that work. Okay? And it may just be on one problem. Show me how you got it. So you're going to have to show me that. Now, some of you can get it without having to show that work, so you don't have to do that. This is, okay, only for the ones who can't see it in their head. Okay? Can you open the door for this? Okay? I am. Okay? Now, here's one I want you to try. I want you guys to do this one. Everybody do that one really quickly on their paper, and we're going to talk about it. Alright, so who wants to walk me through how to do this one? Alright, Chloe. Alright, very good. It's awesome if you got the right answer. Okay, alright. Can I do this? Can we move on? And then when we do an assignment, I'll come help you individually. Is that okay? Alright. Alright. Anybody have a problem or a question about how to change an improper fraction to a mixed number? Yes, sir. Okay, so let's do another one. Alright, so let's do this one. I am.
That's easy. Take up a one.
Let's do 28 over 9. Alright, you guys do that one? Alright, let's talk about this one. So, if I need to go over to the side to divide this, 28 goes underneath, 9 goes outside. Now finish walking me through, Jacob. Okay? 3 1/9. So let's remember, whole number, numerator, denominator. Okay? Any questions? Okay. Now, we're going to change mixed to improper. So this is just the opposite of what we did. Now, this step is going to be more useful to you than the other way, because when you get to high school, pretty much all your fractions end up having to be improper. You never deal with a mixed number. Okay, so when you get to high school, everything ends up having to be improper. So, if you have 2 2/5, okay, your action is you're going to take your whole number and multiply, okay, by the bottom. So you're going to multiply. So 2 times 5, and I'm just going to write it over here, 2 times 5, okay. Then you're going to add the top number. So you got 10, so you're going to add 2, so that becomes 12. Right? 10 plus 2. Okay. So now your fraction is 12 over, and you keep the bottom number the same.
This is easy, guys.
Okay? They are.
12 over 5. That's simple. Let's try another one. Hey, give me a hard one.
Okay, so 4 3/7. You're going to take your whole number, multiply it by your bottom. So what do you get? 4 times 7 is? You're going to take 28 and add the top, so that becomes 31. So my top number is 31 and my bottom number is 7.
This is so simple.
No. This is what's going on in my head. No. Only the quiz gone now. Once I multiply it by the bottom, it's gone.
Can you give me one that I can do it like this? Give me about 2 seconds on it.
I don't know. Alright, so do this one on your own, please. What?
Or just spell it out.
I'm sorry, there's too much talking. Go ahead. This is optional stuff again.
Got that. Like 4, 3, 6. Got that.
Yeah, you always have to write what you start with. Okay? Yes. Yes. Okay? So now, here's my thing. Most likely, if they give you this, hopefully they're not going to give you one already that needs to be simplified. But if they do, you can simplify it first or you can do it at the end. Okay? Alright, it does not matter. Alright, let's do this one. Do that one very quickly and quietly. Alright, and so he got 27 over 7. So this is what he said. He said 3 times 7, which was 21, and he took 21 and added 6, which gave him 27. Okay? So that's where his 27 over 7 is. Again, this stuff is optional. You don't have to write that down. That's just the process and how we're getting where we're going, okay?
That was simple.